Here we go with another edition of News for Nerds. It is time to get our nerd on. If you've spent most or all of your life in a major metropolitan area, your first glimpse at a truly dark night sky probably made you gape, right? I mean, that's because the massive glow created by city lights, well, that pretty much obscures the bulk of the starlight. You may not think it's an extreme difference, but it is. But could it also be dangerous to us and to wildlife? Members of the Royal Astronomical Society say yes. Not only does it wash out the beauty of the night sky, but experts say all of that artificial light is jacking with our metabolism. They claim it can lead to type 2 diabetes, obesity, dementia, even be a factor in depression. And not only that, but it's having a devastating impact on certain wildlife. So the RAS is calling for immediate steps to be taken to reduce much of the artificial light pumped out every night. In fact, they want it to be classified as an actual pollutant. This is a fascinating story, kind of alarming too. You can read about it using the link that I've included in the notes below. Hey, we all know that yawning is contagious, even if we're not sure exactly why. But now a report says that even a fetus will yawn shortly after the mother does. Researchers tracked facial movements in the womb using ultrasound imaging, and they found that the yawns happen about 90 seconds after the mother does so. And it's not just facial movements that trigger it, it's only an actual yawn. No, the baby isn't sleepy. Scientists think that yawning in the womb helps the fetus develop parts of the central nervous system. Hey, 3 cheers for watermelon. For some people, summertime is made even better because it's watermelon season. Now, scientists are saying it's not just good, but good for you. A study found that people who consumed watermelon enjoyed more fiber, several important vitamins and nutrients, and they also took in less added sugar and saturated fat. And watermelon lovers, it turns out, have higher quality diets in general. And on top of all of that, ingesting watermelon juice turns out to be very beneficial to your blood circulation too. Now, if we can just somehow get seedless watermelons to actually have no seeds. Lots of deception going on there. You know I'm right. You know, it's funny to think about, but every living thing on this planet, every person, dog, tree, lizard, fish, flower, snail, you name it, at some point, they all have had a common ancestor. It's known as the LUCA, or Last Universal Common Ancestor. Now, scientists think it may have lived much earlier than we thought. And how early? They think it might have existed only 400 million years after Earth formed. That would place it about 4.2 billion years ago. Not only that, but it may have had a primitive immune system, which means the poor thing was battling viruses just like we do. All right, let me throw you some random quickies. How would you like to walk faster? Well, just put on some robot shoes. They allegedly mirror your natural stride, then mimic it and enhance it so you're able to walk faster. I put a link to a video showing the robot shoes in action, and you will find that in the notes. Hey, you hopefully remember your lessons in school about tectonic plates. Well, a new plate boundary might be forming on our planet. If so, it could split up sub-Saharan Africa. Of course, you probably don't have to worry too much about it. They say it'll take a few million years. We've had wearable tech for a while now. Smartwatches, fitness rings, even earbuds. Well, now, get ready for a beanie. Yes, as in the kind you wear on your head. A beanie that can read your thoughts. it would take those thoughts and translate them into text on another device. Man, I hope it doesn't translate all my thoughts. Does washing fruit with water really do any good? I have always been skeptical about that. Well, supposedly it removes about 40% of pesticides and other junk. But now researchers have unveiled a biodegradable rinse that's about 90% effective. The new rinse also adds a thin, edible coating to the fruit, which slows down the browning of your apple and reduces spoilage. Hey, let's wrap things up by going to Mars. With all the recent excitement over our return to the moon, which is great, it's easy to forget there are active explorers on Mars, and not just on the surface. NASA's Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter, the MRO, was supposed to spend just 2 years mapping the red planet. It's now been 20 years, and it's still going strong. The BBC put together a really cool video detailing how the MRO is helping to piece together the history of water and possibly life on Mars. And it includes a story about the largest waterfall that perhaps has ever existed in our entire solar system. It's fascinating to watch, which you can do with the link that I have tucked down into the notes. Make sure you stick around for the waterfall part near the end. Hey, that'll wrap it up for this edition of News for Nerds. To get these fun science stories on a regular basis, be sure to subscribe. And if you check the notes, you'll see where you can sign up for the Mindbender Club mailer that also includes News for Nerds segments. Thank you very much for your time. I'm Dom Testa.